Hello, boxing fans around the world. Thank you for joining us for another episode of the Olympics featuring Christian from the Friday night panel here on Talkin Fight. Uh, what do you have for us today, Christian?
Well, in the news, on the news front, it's a bit of a slow day, which is not necessarily a bad thing, as we know. It means no major rule changes, no major personnel changes, no cancellations or restructuring or moving of venues or any of that other fun stuff. So today we're taking a look at Team Canada as a whole, a little bit as their boxing team, and specifically, we're going to be taking a look at one of their boxers today. And as we get a little closer to the games, we're going to start closer to May, closer to the the Americas qualifier. I'll get this straight in my head, I promise. Once we get a little closer to that qualifier, we're going to be profiling a few more of these fighters, and we'll get to know our hometown heroes, so to speak, a little bit better. But as we know, the road to Tokyo for Canada's Olympic hopefuls at this point in time goes through Argentina, through Buenos Aires. And for boxer Wyatt Sanford, that's no different. So the southpaw from Kennetcook, Nova Scotia, was one of the 13 Canadians selected by Boxing Canada over this past weekend to compete in the upcoming America's Olympic qualification tournament in Buenos Aires. So that team has been announced now, and we'll talk about that in just a quick second. The 22-year-old Sanford is a four-time Canadian amateur champion who trains out of Montreal, is among the 8 male boxers that earned an invite to the May 10th through 16th qualification event. 5 female boxers were also selected. Now, Sanford's going to be fighting in the 69-kilogram class. Now, this is the only international qualification event for Canadian hopefuls looking to secure a spot for the Summer Olympic Games. Now, this was the tournament that was originally slated for this time last year, but was canceled due to COVID-19, obviously, like everything else. So a total of 49 quota places are going to be allocated for 8 men's weight categories and 5 women's weight categories. So 4 quota spots are available in the 69-kilogram category. So anything in a top 4 finish in Argentina is going to punch the ticket for Wyatt. Daniel Trepanier, Boxing Canada's high performance director, recently said in a news conference over the weekend, "We acknowledge it's a very challenging situation with the COVID-19 pandemic. It's not how we would select the athletes in normal circumstances, but given the situation, we had to make selections based on our revised nomination procedures. Boxing Canada had to make some difficult decisions this year in unpredictable circumstances. We recognize that this has had an impact and that we hope the future will bring back some of our predictability when the health and safety protocols will allow." End quote. So the 5'8" Sanford is a Citadel Amateur Boxing Club graduate, has been based out of Montreal since 2017. Now, he managed to solidify his spot on the Canadian team in December of 2019, winning a national qualifier in Montreal. 3 months before that, Sanford had finished in 9th place at the 2019 AIBA World Boxing Championship in Ekaterinburg, Russia. He won his first 2 bouts and then lost in a 5-0 card decision to the 2012 Olympic bronze medalist and eventual world champion Andrei Zamkovoy of Russia. These names, they always get me, you know that. As we get closer to the tournament, we'll be profiling a few more of these fighters. But just for your information, Graham, as well as viewers at home, the Canadians named to the team thus far are as follows. So for the men's weight categories, in the 52-kilogram category, we have Justin Parina. Fighting at 57 kilograms, we're going to see Jonathan Burgett. 63 kilograms, Thomas Blumenfeld. 69 kilogram, Wyatt Sanford, who we were just talking about. In the 75-kilogram category, we have Jaquan Carty. 81 kilograms, John Michael Bianco. Coming in the heavyweights, we have Satvinder Thind. And at the 91, and in our super heavyweight 91-plus category, we have Christophe Bernier. Looking over on the other side of the women's categories, weight classes here, we have at 51 kilograms, we have Mandy Bujold, who we've spoken about on this show here before. We've profiled. Fighting at 57 kilograms, we have Carolyn Vera. 60 kilograms, Irene Fiolik. 69 kilograms, Miriam De Silva. And at the 75-kilogram category, Tamara Theobald. So as I mentioned a few moments ago, each one of these weight categories at the tournament also has a set number of quotas to fill. So for the men, going back to the men's, in the 52 weight kilogram category, there's 5 spots up for grabs. 57 kilograms, 5 again. 63, 5 quotas. Once we get into the heavier weight categories at 69 kilograms, we're down to 4 spots to be filled. And that's the same for 75, 81, 91, and the 91 plus. Each one of those is going to have 4 quota spots to fill. In the women's side, the 51 kilogram category likewise has 4 quotas. But once we get past that, into the 57, the 60, the 69, and the 75 kilogram categories, we're only seeing 3 quotas available on the women's side. So it's pretty straightforward here. Where we see a 4 quota spot, just simply means that any medal is going to get you a ticket to the games, whether it's got bronze, silver, gold, doesn't matter. We're going to see you at the games. Because I remember in each one of these tournaments, we do end up seeing 2 bronze medalists in each weight category as well. So one of the 2 bronzes, a silver, or a golden is going to take you through to Tokyo. Where we see 3 or 5, it's going to go to an Olympic box off for the spot. So in the case of a women's event, where anything above 51 kilogram weight class, simply making it to the semifinals won't necessarily be enough to guarantee an Olympic appearance. So it may end up going to a box off, and you may have to revisit someone from the quarterfinals at that point in time. But like I said, as we get closer to the games, some of those names that we just talked about, you're going to be hearing them a few more times as we look forward to Tokyo and we start getting geared up for the Americas tournament. And then after that, we've got the rescheduled European qualifier, where we're going to we'll take a closer look at some of the European teams that we've talked about a little bit, be they Team Great Britain, Team Ireland, among others, obviously. And we're just going to keep rolling right through these fighters as we get closer and closer to the games, Graham.
No, that's excellent. Great news. Good luck to Team Canada. And I guess, do you know who you'll be profiling tomorrow, or is it subject to whatever news comes rolling across your desk?
Well, as always, it's the first thing we check is the headlines, and in lieu of heavy hitting headlines, we always like to try to profile a fighter or two if we can. So tomorrow we'll see what we see.
Okay, all right, good. Thanks very much, Christian. Appreciate it. We'll see you tomorrow.
We'll talk tomorrow.
Member viewership.